Hello, everyone. Welcome to your Vinyasa practice. I am excited to, I'm always excited to bring you classes, but feeling particularly passionate about what we're doing today in terms of moving our bodies through a Vinyasa practice in the context of not only adding flexibility to our body, but also mobility. There's a slight difference, and I've mentioned this before and I'll continue to talk about it in future classes, but mobility is your body's ability to get yourself into a position without using a prop like another hand. So like I'm pulling my arm across my body. I'm flexible enough when I'm doing this to get my body all the way, my arm all the way across my body. The flexibility comes from adding this second arm on to create that flexibility. Mobility different in that I'm just using the arm to move across my body of its own volition. And so that mobility is slightly different than the flexibility, right? Like I can pull my arm a little bit closer to my chest. That's the flexibility within the joint, mobility within the structure of the joint and the muscle. So both things are really important, and one is not better than the other. And my hope is that we not only build flexibility in our body, but we also build an active range of strength for themselves. All right, let's lay down. Let's lay down and stretch out on our backs for a few moments. Okay, so just take your feet and tuck your toes towards your face so that you get a little bit more length to the backs of the calves and Achilles tendons. You can stretch out your arms and roll your shoulders down your back. Let's just take a few breaths here. You might close your eyes and just start to notice how the bony structure of the body feels, like the skeletal system. How's that feel? Can you start to feel things soften and release a little bit into the floor? 2 more breaths here. Okay, so we'll work mobility first. And so the right leg is going to lift up towards the ceiling without the use of the arms. So I'm just stretching my right foot up towards the ceiling and lifting it with the use of the muscles that's around the joint of the hip. And that leg is stretching straight up towards the ceiling. And then lower that right leg back down on its own, right, with the strength of the muscle itself. And then again, inhale, lift that right leg up. And you can add the arms, you can stretch the arms up towards the foot. We're not going to hold on, we're just reaching the arms up towards the foot. A little bit of core strength, and then release everything back to the mat. Right leg, shoulders, arms. Let's do that a few more times. So inhale, right leg lifts. The shoulder blades might lift, the fingertips are reaching up for that foot, but you're not endeavoring to hold on to the foot. Just noticing how close you get. Exhale, lower back down. Let's do that twice more. You're still on that right side. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, lower. And then one more time here. Lower. Okay. Pause here on your back. Stretch out. Soften, relax. 2 breaths. Okay, so left leg, just left leg, it's just lifting on its own. You're not using the arms, they're relaxed. And the left foot's reaching for the ceiling. And slowly lower that back down. And there's probably going to be a difference on this side. It might be more challenging, it might not reach as far, it might reach higher. Just noticing what that is for you. Different mobility level. Lower that left leg back down. Now inhale, left leg up, and then lifting the shoulders, stretching the hands up towards the foot. Again, you're not trying to hold on, you're just reaching. And then lowering back down. We'll do that a few more times. Inhale, left leg lifts, adding the arms on, lower back down. Twice more. Inhale, exhale. Once more. Inhale, exhale. And then pausing on your back, just lower down, deep breath in, deep breath out. Let's hug both knees into the chest. You can rock a little bit side to side. And we're going to come up to a seat. So you can rock up to a seat, you can roll off to a side and press through child's pose. It's up to you. And then we're going to take both knees off to your left. So I have both knees bent and lifting off to my left. And then you might just take your fingertips behind you, see if you can sit up a little bit taller, mostly probably on your left hip. That right hip bone might be lifted a little. And then pick up your hands. Notice what happens to the torso. We're going to see if we can switch the knees side to side without using the hands. So rotating feet to the opposite side, knees now moving off to your right. So knees stay wide, feet stay wide, but they're bent. And just start to rotate side to side. A really good example of the mobility in the legs to move side to side without using the hands to help. Next time the knees come off to your right, pause here. We're going to turn over that right hip, press the fingertips down. So again, you're mostly on your right hip. Deep breath in, deep breath out. One more inhale here. So flexibility. And your hands are giving you a little bit more leverage to notice what's happening in the legs and that flexibility. Pick up the knees and take them over to your left. Bring the fingertips to the top of the mat or the back of the mat, whichever way you're facing. Press down through the hands. Notice how this side feels. Deep breath in. Deep breath out. We're going to meet back in our downward facing dog. You can start to make your way there. So in my down dog, I recommend relaxing your head so that the back of the neck lengthens out. I keep my head kind of lifted because I have this mic on my neck and I don't want to blow out the sound. But so I just say that if you're looking at me as a guidepost, relax your head, even though I'm not. Start to bend your knees right and left. Press the palms firmly into the mat. Spread those fingers wide. Can you engage your fingertips? Take a few breaths here in down dog, maybe in stillness. Let's inhale, shift forward, find high plank. Exhale, set your knees to the mat, come to the belly. Do a few rounds of low cobra. Palms underneath the lower ribs. It's like the wrists try to stack underneath the elbows. So you might have to scoot your hands back a little bit. Press down through the tops of the feet. Pressing into the hands, lift the heart, any amount here. And then exhale, lower. Let's do that twice more. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Pressing into your hands and your knees, come up to tabletop. Curl your toes under, hips up and back. Find that downward facing dog. And settle in here for 3 breaths. Start to lift your heels, bend your knees. Walk your feet forward until you come to the top of your mat. Come into your first forward fold, Uttanasana. Relax your head again, just like in down dog. Relax your head. You can bend into the knees right and left if you like. Sway your upper body side to side. So we'll move through a few sun salutations or vinyasa flows to just continue to establish a rhythm and warm up the body, the spine, and the back body. Let's place our fingertips on our shins, find a halfway lift. Inhale here. Exhale, forward fold. A little soft bend in the knees. Sweep your arms forward. Let's come all the way to standing. You can reach your arms forward and up. And then on your exhale, we'll trace the midline of the body, forward fold. Bend your knees enough to plant your palms. Step back into high plank. And lengthen out in your high plank. Pause, breathe in. Shift forward onto your toes. Breathing out, lower all the way onto the belly. Another round of low cobra, just one low cobra. Press the palms down, press the feet down. Inhale, lift the heart. Exhale, lower. Pressing up to high plank, and then downward facing dog. And settle into your down dog, 2 deep breaths. So that's one complete sun salutation. We'll do 2 more. We'll inhale and lift the heels, bend the knees. Make your way to the top of your mat. This time right away into your halfway lift, fingertips to shins, inhale. And then exhale into your forward fold. Little bend in the knees, sweep the arms forward and up, come all the way to standing. Deep breath in here as you reach your arms up. And then in your exhale, forward fold right back into Uttanasana. Bend the knees enough to plant the hands, high plank. Just take a brief pause, lengthen out. And then shift forward, option to take Chaturanga. You can bend the elbows. You can come to the tops of the feet and press up to upward facing dog. That's just an option, you don't have to take it. We'll meet up in downward facing dog. So you can always stick with something a little bit more soft, like coming all the way to the belly for low cobra in place of that Chaturanga up dog. Take one more breath in your downward facing dog. And then we'll lift the heels, slight bend in the knees. Make your way to the top of your mat. At the top, inhale, find your halfway lift. Navel into the spine. Exhale, fold. Soft bend in the knees. Press down through the feet, stand up, reach up. Deep breath in here. And we'll exhale right back into our forward fold. Palms plant, high plank. Optional Chaturanga to any back bend of your choice. Let's meet up in downward facing dog. And so you can always take your time with those transitions. And then please just remember that downward facing dog could always be child's pose. If the wrists need a break, you need to catch your breath. If you're just a little tired today, absolutely fine. 2 breaths in your downward facing dog. We'll add on to our vinyasa. Okay, so from downward facing dog, we're going to step our left foot forward first. Spin that right heel down. We're going to rise up to a warrior one-like stance. So left foot is forward, right foot is back. Bend that left knee. Stretch your right arm forward like you're reaching towards the top of your mat. And then make a little fist with your hand, just a gentle fist. Now take your left hand down and back, stretching it back behind you. Make a little gentle fist with that left hand. And the only reason I'm having you do this is because we're exploring that active range of motion or that mobility. And I don't want you to make a bind, or even if you can, I don't even want you to. I don't even want you to think about like clasping your fingers and making a bind. So keeping the hands in fist. The right arm's going to stretch up. And this left hand's going to bend and come to the low back. So there's internal rotation on the front left shoulder, and the right shoulder is in neutral. Bend that right elbow, and it's like the fists are reaching for one another, and the back body is pressing into the forearms. So even if your fingertips can touch each other, that's not the effort here. We're working with mobility. Slightly different than flexibility. Take one more breath in, grow tall. And then on your breath out, unwind your arms, stretch them out wide. And then adjust that back right foot so that it's parallel with the short edge of the mat. And then heel to the left foot to the center of your mat. Warrior two with the legs. Stretch the arms out wide. Lift the left heel up. The left heel lifts up. You're on the ball mound of that left foot. See if that allows you to bend a little bit more into the left knee. Set the left heel back down. And just one more time like that, pick that left heel up and set it back down. We're going to turn the torso forward to the top of the mat, lifting that back right heel. And then we're going to step up to the top of the mat. However ungraceful that is for you, you're still balancing on that left foot. So bending the left knee, right ankle to left thigh. You can stay here and work this active, hands to the heart, or if you want a little bit more challenge, you can reach down and scoop up the foot with the crease of the elbow, and the right elbow circles around the right knee. The left elbow crease around the right foot, right elbow crease around the right knee, and it's kind of like you're picking all of this up, which you may or may not actually do. Right, so you can keep that bend and just kind of like energetically make that right leg a little bit lighter. Take one more breath here. And then we'll come to standing at the top of kind of whip out. Last little bit of work here on that left side. Still standing and balancing on the left foot. This time, hands sweep back. And like you were going to take your hands and wrap them around the ankle, you're not going to grab on, you're just going to make those fists. It's like the most unsatisfying dancer's pose you've ever done. We're used to get that. I just want you to strength of the legs and the arms and the shoulders. Take one more breath here, press the chest forward, reach the hands back. Kick back through that right heel. And then set the right foot down. Flex the arms. We'll do all of that on the second side. Inhale, arms out. Reach up. Forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. And then exhale, bend your knees enough to plant your palms. We'll step into high plank. Pause and breathe in. Shifting forward onto those toes, lower down. You can move through that Chaturanga if you like. Find the back bend on your inhale. And then find that place where you can breathe and pause on your exhale. Child's pose or down dog. Two more breaths here. Okay, so we're stepping the right foot forward from down dog. Right foot forward. And then spinning the left heel down. Rising up to this warrior one leg stance. Go ahead and just sweep that left arm forward. Make a gentle fist with that left hand. And then sweep the right arm back. Gentle fist. So arms are reaching in opposite direction. Okay. Deep bend in that right knee. Stay grounded in that left foot. Reaching that left arm up. Bending the right elbow. You back. And the strength of the arm. Fingertips to bind. Pressing the spine and the back of the head into the forearms to help you grow tall here. Deep breath in. Deep breath out. Okay, let's unwind the arms. Stretch them out wide. Adjust the feet so you're coming into warrior two. So for me, adjust that back foot so it's parallel with the short edge, and a heel toe that right foot until it's about center with the mat. Spread the arms out. I want you to pay attention to this front heel. So you're lifting the heel up. Can you bend a little bit lower into that hip socket, into the knee joint? Set the heel back down. And then again, pick up the heel and set it back down. Just pause here for a moment, breathe. Warrior two. Okay, we're going to sweep the arms forward, turn the hips forward, lift that back heel up, stepping up to the top of the mat. Even if it's ungraceful, just meet me at the top of your mat. All that weight still in that right foot. Pick up the left knee, bend it. You can flex a little bit into that left foot. Just turn that left heel towards that right thigh. The left heel moves towards the right thigh. Like you're going to sit down into, and you know you're going to do this in a few moments, like you're going to sit down into figure four. But I want you to get the muscles of that left hip moving the heel across the body. Now you can go ahead and place the ankle on top of the thigh. You can sink a little bit. It's kind of nice, right? So you really get to viscerally feel and experience flexibility and mobility. You can stay here balanced with the hands at the heart, or you can scoop up that left foot and knee with the elbow creases. If you've got the elbow creases around the foot and the knee, press the foot and the knee into the arms and kind of like resist the arms away. So you're really active through that left leg. Take one more breath wherever you are. And then stand up, top of the mat. Release the left foot, kind of shake it out. Weight moves back into the right foot. Last little bit here, that the ugliest dancer's pose you've ever done, but so good for the body and the muscles. We're bending that left knee. The heel's moving back. I'm not helping it with my hands. Okay, so hamstring, glute activate. Now the arms. Stretching the arms straight back behind you. Little fists so you're not tempted to grab the foot. Pressing the chest forward. Kicking back through that left heel. Standing tall. For 3. For 2. Last one. And then go ahead, set that left foot down. Relax the arms. Deep breath in, sweep the arms out. Exhale into your forward fold. I'm going to come down to the mat. I'm going to give you the option to move through one more sun salutation. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, stepping back to high plank. So here's that option. If you want to take it through Vinyasa, go ahead. Otherwise, you can meet me in down dog or child's pose. Couple of breath cycles here. And so if you're up and down dog, come to your knees. We're going to revisit what we did at the beginning of class with the knees wide off to your left. Just start off with the knees off to your left. So most of the weight's on that left hip. Fingertips behind you, let your spine grow tall. And just one time we're going to switch sides without using the hands option. Knees to your right. So basically it's like you have two 90-degree angle shape with your legs, and you can adjust them as you need, but do keep both of those knees bent. I'm going to have us come into a version of like a pigeon pose or a hip opener. So both hands come to the top of your mat, back of the mat. You're turning over that right shin. Okay. Palm upright. Back up. I'll give you the option of switching sides without using your hands. Moving the knees to your left, rotating over your left hip. Hands walk forward over that leg. And you can adjust. What I like to do is adjust so that my shin bone is parallel with the top edge of my mat. So truly, it's like I have two 90-degree angles with my legs. Okay, so either way, most of the weight is on your left hip. Hands are reaching forward over that left foot, and you're making contact here. Now press down, lift up through the heart. And then exhale, you can soften into the elbows a little bit. They might come all the way to the mat, they might not, that's irrelevant. Press down, lift up, just extending through the spine. Exhale, lower any amount. One more time, inhale, lift up. And then you're going to decide where you'll rest here for the next 4 breath cycles. It's finding a place that feels good. A little passive stretch or flexibility, kind of interchangeable terms. You can relax your forehead on your hands if you like. And I slowly come out of that fold and press back up onto the hands. Roll all of the weight onto that left hip so you can swing your right leg forward. You're on both sits bones now. We're going to roll onto our back and settle into Shavasana. And if on your way into Shavasana you want to take anything else like Uttanasana, hugging the knees into the chest, or Happy Baby, reaching up for the feet or the backs of the legs, you're more than welcome to do that. I do want to give us at least one full minute of just being still and silent. So I'll guide that now. You're stretching out on your back, or you're taking legs at the wall, you're finding that seated meditation. Start to assemble that position and relax your shoulders away from your ears and slightly tilt the chin towards the chest. Back of the neck is relaxed, throat soft. Maybe close the eyes. Deep breath in through the nose. And exhale through the mouth. Just letting it go, letting it rest here. A minute. If you have more time to spare, please stay in your Shavasana for longer. If you need to move on with your day, just start to wiggle fingertips and toes. You can move your head side to side. Stretch your arms over your head, breathing into the length of your body. If you're on your back, you can roll off to a side, passing through fetal position on your way up to a seat. We'll just take a moment to fold our hands together at the heart, bow the chin to the chest. Honoring your practice with reverence and gratitude. Just being able to carve out this time for yourself in your day in and of itself is enough. It's so valuable. May you use the fruits of this practice to reach your highest potential, share it with those around you that you love and who could use healing. And together, send love and healing to all sentient beings around the world. May they be happy. May they be free. Namaste, yogis. Thanks as always for showing up for yourself, for joining me. Hopefully that felt good for you. Hopefully you feel strong. Go take care of yourselves, drink good water, eat good food, and we'll be back again soon. See you soon. Well, I'll be here and you'll be seeing me. Bye.